Okay guys, this is officially my 4th sourdough loaf, and I'm going to try some inclusions this time. So stick with me till the end and see how it turns out and give me all of your tips and tricks, because sourdough is a whole thing. I've got yeast bread down, no problem, but sourdough is a whole different monster. So I started with a bubbly starter, put it in my mixing bowl with some water, got it to a good milky, frothy consistency, weighed in my flour, weighed in my salt. I used my dough whisk to whisk everything together, but then once it gets to a certain point, I feel like it's best to just go in with your hands. So that's what I did. Made sure everything was like incorporated really, really well. And then I let it rest for an hour, and then I did my stretch and folds. I did 4 sets of stretch and folds with 30 minutes in between each one. I used a wet towel to cover it here, so I have found so far that that's been a good thing. So here's my stretch and folds. You can kind of see my technique, tell me what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing good, give me all the tips and tricks. But I do feel like, see, I made 2 loaves. This one right here was only on the first stretch and fold. This one was on the 3rd. So you can kind of see that the texture is improving with every one. So I think it's fine. And then this was the last stretch and fold that I did. And then I let it rest for 4 to 6 hours. And then it doubled in size. So I put it on my lightly floured surface. Stretched it out, and I did cheddar and jalapeno, which I feel like the oil in the cheese made it cook faster than I anticipated, because when I pulled it out, you'll see it was a little bit brown. I mean, it was definitely still edible, and I think it's going to be delicious, but I think I should have pulled it out sooner. I think the oil just made it cook a little faster. So this is kind of how I did the inclusions. This is what I've seen on all the other videos. If there's a better way, please tell me. This was a little bit tricky, but I think that, it worked. So I just had to kind of be careful and make sure everything didn't fall out. And right here, I was scared that I was going to rip the dough with the cheese, so I was having to be super cautious of that. And then right here, I just kind of stitched this part up that the cheese was coming out of. And so then I let it rest for another hour, and then I put it in the oven for 25 minutes covered and then 25 minutes uncovered. So like I said, I still think it's going to be great, but I just feel like it was cooked a little too long. What do you guys think?